Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? I'm excited about creating this YouTube video because it's been a minute. I've been disconnected from social media, and this YouTube video is going to give you some insight into what I would suggest and what I'm doing for myself to get unstuck. If you've been following me at all, you will know a little bit about me to know that I have had a lot of success in business. I've made millions of dollars, and I've transitioned a few times throughout my business career. I made a lot of money in direct sales and then got involved in the stock market and made money through not only buying and selling stocks, but trading. And I started a whole online course where I was coaching and helping people. So I've always been a coach. That was how I had success in direct sales. And I've gotten to this point where I'm a little stuck, I must admit it. And so I wanted to kind of take you through the journey of what happened with me and then give you some advice as to what I'm doing to get myself unstuck, and maybe it can help you as well. So let's get into it. First things first is, like, when did it start? I am one of those people where I wake up every morning and my routine has a lot to do with listening to YouTube videos, positive motivation. And I've been feeling for quite some time that I'm not using my God-given talents, meaning that I feel like there's something else for me to do and something that God wants me to do. And I've been feeling that way for a minute. Well, one of my talents, I believe, is taking like complicated subject matters and being able to break them down, show people how to actually do it. I feel like direct sales was really difficult, but where I excel was showing somebody how to take it step by step and how to progress through a compensation plan, how to have success. And same thing with the stock market, trading, understanding stock, not necessarily easy. So one of the things that I was doing well in was I was able to break it down, explain it, and put it into bite-sized chunks for those that wanted the information, that wanted to understand, wanted to get better in their finances. I turned my finances around. I went from being in debt, owing the IRS tons of money, and getting out of debt, paying it all off, and learning how to, as a business owner, how to prepare my taxes, get my finances in order. And I wanted to share that information with others. And I created a whole course and a coaching program where it did extremely well. And then I started to feel like God had something else in store for me. Well, if you are not aware, also what happened to us as a family is my husband lost his mother, I lost my mother-in-law. And so that was really hard. It was hard for the both of us. And it caused me to want to take a break. I wanted to take a break from everything. I had to take a break from coaching. I had to take a break from the stock market. And then, as time was going on, I felt like she would want us to kind of get back to life, a normal life, back working, back being productive. But it was like I couldn't. All of a sudden, I felt like I was stuck, and it took some time, and I started looking at the market again, started trading it again, but there was still this part of me, and it still is this part of me that feels like you should be doing something else. Whenever I get that nudge, if you ever got that nudge before, you really have to pay attention to it. So I want to talk about some things that I'm doing, and hopefully this can help you to get unstuck as well. So here's the first thing. I am writing down, and I wrote down all my ideas, things that I felt like I wanted to do in this life. And I think anytime you have someone that is close to you that leaves this world, it'll really start you to question how well you're using your time. Are you doing everything in the moments and the days and the seconds that you get? Are you doing everything that you feel like you want to do before you leave here? And I started to just write everything down. And that's what I suggest for you. That's the first thing, is to just write down what it is that you want to do. All the things that you feel like, if God forbid something was to ever happen to you, you look back at your life and you're like, dang, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. Whatever those things are, my first suggestion to get unstuck is just to take it out of your brain and like put it on paper, whatever it is. One of the things, just to share with you, one of the things that I really have been saying forever is I'm gonna get my YouTube going. What my ideas, my thoughts, I want my kids to, if I'm no longer here, to be able to go back and watch me. I want them to be able to go back and watch me. I want them to be able to know how I was thinking and the things that I've realized that are important in this life. I've been wanting to do better at YouTube, to share my life, to share the things that I've learned, the things that I know that can help you to obtain your freedom. And I know the second part, which is really the only other thing you need to do in order to get unstuck, is just to start trying those ideas, forcing yourself. Like this video right here, I feel like I'm doing something a little different, to do something. I'm forcing myself to try the ideas that I have written down on a piece of paper. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing, because maybe you're feeling stuck like me, and I don't care how much success you've had in life, or if you feel like you haven't had any success at all, but you want to have success. Whatever the case may be, I think that we all go through these phases of life. We get stuck, and there's these next levels for us, these new chapters in our own book. And a lot of times we want to get to the best chapter and we want to stay on that chapter forever, right? And it's not the way life works. So there's always going to be these different chapters of your life. Most importantly for you is to learn that when one chapter ends, how do you begin the next chapter? What do you do? And even if you feel like, well, but I don't know how to start. I mean, when I tell you I could have given you every excuse today why it wasn't a good day to do the video. Oh, I don't like my hair, or what about my makeup? I picked the wrong lipstick, or, I think I said to myself, like, well, I say this all the time, well, I've gained weight and I don't know if I want to be on camera. Have you ever said that to yourself? The ladies will be able to relate to that, right? So we can give ourselves a lot of excuses, but I think the biggest thing to get unstuck is to just start doing it. Start doing some of the things that are on that list. And you say, well, which one? And I wrote down 10 different things. Well, which one should I do? I think the one that stands out the most, the one that you put your finger down and you run down the page and you just stop on that one that you feel like, this is the one I want to do because this means the most to me to accomplish it right now. I don't think it really matters which one. I think it just matters that you just really pick one. To give you an example, I remember when I knew years ago that my business was in trouble, and I was like, oh, I need to find different ways to start making money. And I remember getting my real estate license. I was like, okay, maybe this is one way to do it. And I was thinking of other things I could use it for. I remember starting to do it. I remember I did an open house for a realtor that was in the office that I had signed up with, and I was there and I was like, Then I went to the office and I was around the people and I was going to the events that they had and the information sessions that they had. And I remember coming home one day, and after I had taken the test, passed, which was extremely hard. And I passed the test. I did all of that, paid for everything. And I came home and I just knew that this wasn't it. I was like, this is not it. This is not for me. This is not my next thing. But if I didn't try, if I didn't write it down, I think I had the idea because I was watching people on social media. I'm watching people on Instagram, these girls that are realtors, and I was like, oh, they look like they got it going on. They look like they're having a good time. This looks like the next thing that could be my thing. I think I could do this. I love to look at homes. And I wrote and I had all of these ideas of why seeing them and seeing that made me feel like that could be for me. And it was definitely a thought, a good thought, I felt like. Of course, I wouldn't go through the process of the nights and studying and being away from family. I wouldn't have done all of that if I didn't think it was for me. But I did it. I tried it. I gave it everything. And honey, child, it was not my thing. It wasn't my jam. It was not my thing. And I knew it after doing it. And I find that After you do anything and you give it your all, that's all you can really expect from yourself, is to show up and be your best when you do it. It might not look perfect on the first run, and maybe this won't be perfect, and maybe it'll get no views, or maybe it'll just get the right view from the right person. It changes just one person's life and they get a different way of looking at things. And really, that's all I'm trying to accomplish. As you do things, you just know. Is it making an impact? Does it feel right? First video, maybe not so comfortable, but maybe by the time I told myself, I said, you gotta pump out 50 of these to even know whether you like this or not. And if you don't know the right setting, if you don't know the right way to do it, that's why you have to do 50 of them. So if you want to get unstuck, I think that you have to write down all the things that you are thinking of, that's in your mind, that you've seen somebody else. It's in your heart. You feel like it's something you should do. I think you should write them down. And then I think you should do them, because that's how you get unstuck. That's the only way that you'll know, is through action. So try it out. And then let me know. Write it in the comments below. Let me know what you're gonna try. Maybe you wanna do a YouTube video too. Maybe you wanna try the stock market. Maybe you're looking for your next big thing, whatever it is. Let me know if you decide to take the leap and to just start, because that's what I'm doing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you'll be seeing me again in the future.